He's got an Echo Saber now, so this gives him that huge damage boost. Because he has slow attack speed, he gets the double hit. But now his burst potential is even greater. And just instantly kill that Wind Ranger. You want to see how much HP that Wind Ranger has? 1,260. So that was 1,260 Wind Ranger with a raindrop, right? That blocks 120 magic damage as well. So it's pretty much like 1,500 HP Wind Ranger. Got snapped by this Tiny.
If you like our content, please do like and subscribe to our channel, and don't forget to click the notification button below so you will be notified when a new video will be released.
So we got Topson Tiny in this game, and he plays this hero a lot. You can see he's already platinum rank. He's going for a very interesting item build, lots of damage. 3 branches gives him some good int as well. He's going to eat one of those branches for the tango, then he can use the other 2 branches to buy magic one, and this is what you call a fast bottle build. Some players like to go this gauntlet for more damage and such, but he's going to save 250 gold so he can get his bottle much quicker in the game. Then he also goes for a fairy fire. This item is just absolutely broken. Mid lane, side lane, supports, it doesn't matter. When you click this item, especially when you're under your tower's armor range, it could take your opponent like 3 hits potentially to actually kill you. So this is really good item. I recommend this on almost all the mid laners, even at least one of them. So start the game, he's blocking, he went for tree grab first. This gives him the damage to be able to last it against his opponent and also harass his enemy too. So here, as you can see, like he doesn't put any vision like on the sides here. He actually puts ward here, so this ward we'll see down here, and also it'll see any rotations coming from your opponent, like GH if he walks in from the side here or something like that. And that's his main focus for his vision at the start of the game. He doesn't really care about having like some high ground vision or anything like that as a Tiny. You're just so focused on just getting your last hits in the beginning. So you can see here, he's just trying to drag the creep wave up to his hill if he can. Play for the last hits, play for the denies at this point. And here for the range creep, every time the range creep is low, he's going to try to use that avalanche on the enemy to not let them deny that, because it's going to be more valuable, more XP, more gold. And your opponent is always going to try to look to get that denied. So it's an easy way to just try to use a spell on the range creep and your opponent, so you're harassing them while still getting your last hit. You can see here right now he's 8-1 already against Wii. And he's just saving all his tree grabs. And again, same thing. He did the same thing again. He uses his avalanche on the enemy hero and the range creep to secure it. And look at Wii, you know, although he's not really attacking him a lot, he's taking a lot of damage. He's already used up his first tango. He's still at half HP. This is all damage coming from his 2 avalanche uses and his tree grab splash damage, while on top of that, Wii is also hitting him under some of the creep waves, which is dragging the way it creeps onto him and hurting him too. You can see here he bought his bottle first, so this gives him a lot of mana, HP. He won't be able to refill that for until 4 minutes, but that's okay already, because he's already got his bottle. Next item is going to go for healing stuff. He knows for the next 2 minutes he's not going to have any other sort of HP regen, so he's got that queued up. If there's too much harass that's going to go onto him before he has enough gold for the boots, he's just going to buy the healing salve. But his ideal goal is to get that boots here, so he's got that mobility. He can get on top of these heroes, and he can also get to the power runes much quicker. In the early laning stage, you're just so focused on all these last hits and denies and just using your spells to either hurt the range creep while also doing some damage to your opponent. Very similar to how Puck likes to orb the range creep and the hero at the same time. And at this point, it's 3 minutes in. He didn't bring a healing salve at first. I think he's kind of regretting that a little bit, because now he got into a brawl with the Wind Ranger, and he's kind of sad because he can't stick around for a 4-minute rune. He's just thinking about like going back to base because his courier just delivered his boots, right? He could sit here, wait for the healing salve, right, which will come like a minute from now, and he won't be able to contest the runes because the Wind Ranger already has a healing salve. She's going to be full. She's going to be bullying him out. Or he can go back to base, heal up, and TP back to mid with full bottle, and full resources, and even if he doesn't get the rune, then he's gonna be okay because he's gonna have a full bottle, right? So what happens here actually is that there was still a power rune available, bounty rune available that his team didn't take earlier on, and he actually bottles that up instead. You guys, what you want to do at this situation at 3 minutes, and if you're this low, is just go straight back to base. Even if you miss like creep wave, maybe 3 creeps or whatever, you're still gonna manage your lane, right? What's important is you're too low, you made a mistake, you didn't bring that healing salve out to yourself. You just go back to base, you heal up. Probably in your game, there's not gonna be a bounty rune sitting there at 3.5 minutes. Somebody must have already taken it. So come back, you're gonna be full bottle, and you're gonna be able to just go back to your lane as if nothing went wrong, and then you're gonna be able to contest. Because the hero like Tiny, the most important thing is getting your early game farm, getting your XP, so you can run around and kill people in the game. So here you can see he went for the top side of the rune, didn't find it. Bottom side, the enemy clockwork is already there, and he really wants that rune. He actually manages to get it. Iron I think he made a mistake, like kind of holding the rune. He wanted to give it to Wee here, but in the end, Topson managed to get the rune and able to refill his bottle once again. And you can see every single use of his avalanche in this lane has been on the Wind Ranger plus the range creep, just to secure that. That's why this Wind Ranger only has like 5 denies, even though it's a range hero versus a melee hero. So here he wants to go bottom for the bounty runes, and because he's going bottom for the bounty runes, your opponent is also fighting for the rune, and he just managed to snag himself a kill or an assist, and this also helped his allies. Now while doing that, he didn't really lose any resources because he actually picks up the bounty rune and refills his bottle once again. He wanted to be there anyway, right? So you can see how he made a movement and netted a kill because he actually wanted to be there to begin with, right? He wanted to go and refill his bottle. So here he got a ward. He plants a ward in the river. This is a really difficult ward to de-ward, but at the same time, it also sees the power rune. And he looked topside. He's like, oh, there's a mind control here. I can go get him, but I want to check out the rune first. Gets that, so the Wind Ranger doesn't get it. And now with the rune, he looked to rotate top, but top was already dead. So he didn't actually need to rotate. Now, if this guy didn't die, he would have actually walked there and went for the kill. Now with his invis, he's just chilling mid, seeing if there's any chance he can stun toss combo or toss back into Saksa here and get a kill. Saksa waiting patiently, but he knows something is up. He knows this must be like a regen, or sorry, like an invis or something like that. Maybe in a haste. They used a combo, but the range drop. Best counter to Tiny here is the range drop. They tried to kill, it didn't work out. And you should be okay with that, because even though you failed, they're going to be very low and they're going to be quite uncomfortable staying in the lane with that much resource. Setting up the camp, gets an arcane ring, another healing salve, great. And now comes the 8 minutes, right? So we're going to look again. It's going to be the power rune. That's going to be his main focus. He's just trying to do some damage to the opponent Wind Ranger and push the lane out. He brings out a healing salve to him. He's going for a phase boots. So top rune, he notices that there is a Rubik there and the rune is not there. Bottom rune, his ally put a ward for him, so I actually have 2 rune words in this game. That's how important these words are. Sorry, these runes are. And then RMN also coming in once again to stop the Tiny from getting that rune. His team was not able to help him at this point, so he's just gonna use the spells, and probably we're gonna see him go back to base and heal up really soon.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Shoving the mid lane out. Actually, his team is rotating to the mid anyway at this point, because Sanking doesn't feel like there's a whole lot he can do bottom anymore. And he has also got a Veil, so good. And he's got enough mana for 2 skills. So as long as he has 2 skills, that's okay. Io also level 6. They're going to make a huge rotation mid here. They're going to get the weak kill. And now they're going to start hitting this mid tower, and Radiant is going to have a really hard time defending against it. So one of the things about Tiny is that he can pretty much guarantee like 800, 900 damage, no problem. Even if he doesn't get that avalanche into the toss for that double damage going. And because they got all this huge rotation going to the mid, they're just gonna get this mid tower 9 minutes into the game, which is absolutely incredible. Because at this point, this allows the Tiny to be able to roam freely through the two jungles like this without having to worry that the mid tower is somewhere the opponent can TP to and actually chase him. So he's gonna get the rune first, follow that up, use the stun combo on the Wind Ranger, tries to get to his team, but he's gonna die instead. They made a little bit too aggressive of a move in this area when there's not a whole lot of resources available, and Dark Willow was also not available to help them out. So Phase Boots, he actually takes a tome himself in this game. I think that's because the two supports are already level 6. Actually, they're level 7 even at this stage in the game. It's like, okay, I just want to get my max avalanche toss. So he just snags that up. If you're a mid player, please don't do that in your games. Because there's a competitive team and they know what their supports need. They already got it, so they just take the tome. Try to give your tome to your supports. It's going to be much more helpful, surely. And at this point, he just wants to play to try and take the towers with his allies, right? If you're with your allies, if your opponent tries to defend the towers, you're just going to use that avalanche toss combo, and you're going to be doing so much damage. And with your teammates, you can pretty much guarantee any kills. Ranger a little bit too far away, does have a toss available, and that's gonna finish him off. And now he has a stun, he's gonna use it onto these two heroes. And as soon as on a hero like Tiny, when you have your first two skills on cooldown, it's not that useful, so you're just gonna kind of back off and wait for your spells, right? And you can see his positioning right now. He's trying to stay in a little bit in the fog area, waiting for that opportunity to be able to go back in and use another combo, while also bottling up and regioning up. And that's what he's doing right here. Now he sees GH, he's very low, has his toss up, goes in, gets a kill on him, and last hero missed the mind control. Stun. Another free kill. Want to give that to the carry. That's okay. And at this point, you got the tower bottom, you got the tower mid, your carry's gonna farm bottom. They just instantly smoke and they're going across the map. Find his rune first. Always looking to refill his bottle. And then finds a Wii, instantly toss combos, his support is playing with him, easy kills. And it don't stop there. As long as you have 240 mana, you know you have 2 spells to use. So they're just gonna chase after Miracle here. Miracle a lot more tanky, but still gonna die to all that magic damage plus the Veil. And while his spells are on cooldown, he's not going to run into the fight. There's no point for him to run into the engagement while his spells are still cooldown. You can see here, what he was trying to do is actually stand on this hill and wait to see if anybody will run up here. So he can use the avalanche toss combo and just burst them. But Nigma actually had a ward on this hill, so that was not possible. Goes back mid, shoves lane out, wants to continue getting his farm. Hero like Tiny, you can see, it's okay to just use your spells for killing a creep wave instantaneously, right? Because after avalanche is back up, you already have your combo, and that's all that matters. As long as you have your combo back up, that's okay. For 14 seconds, if you cannot fight just because you use it on a creep wave, why not, right? It's just 14 seconds. You're gonna get it back really quick. Unless a fight was gonna break out instantly, then that's an issue. But right now, he's just looking to finish his blink, so he's just kind of like running across the map, back and forth like this, looking for anybody that he can just go on or have his teammates play with him. So here he sees nobody bottom. What does he do? Instantly just uses spells bottom to kill the creep wave instead. So he continues to farm up that way. And you gotta understand, as a Tiny, you're like the facilitator, right? You're not this hard carry hero or something like that. You're just trying to make space for your allies and slay a lot of people in the game. So here he gets saved first. And now he's got the blink up. He tosses his Sanking in, so Seb can go in for that nice juicy blink stun, get that gap closing in. So very important to understand how to utilize your spells as well in the team fights. And again, he just keeps running after his opponents, not giving them any chance to just chill back and farm. And meanwhile, the person who's absorbing all this space is Sven, right? You can see the Sven's now with extremely high in this game. And the one thing that's for sure with Topson is that his rotations are always regarding the refilling of his bottle, right? Because that's where he's getting all his resources from. House combo. Oh, GH not gonna die there, living with a sliver of HP. Miracle comes in, copies his form, and toss combos him. That was a lot of fun. Okay, so I'm just gonna pause here and show some stuff. Like when he was bottom and the runes were spawning at 14 minutes, he went here, he saw nothing, and then he went for the top rune, right? So all his rotations aren't really random, nor are they just only chasing after heroes across the map from here to here. It's regarding where the runes are spawning, right? So every 2 minutes there's going to be a power rune, every 5 minutes there's going to be a bounty rune. Now all those runes refill your bottle, so you're going to have more HP regen, you're going to have more mana, and you're going to need that because that's how you're going to sustain yourself in all these spells that you're casting, all these waves that you're shoving. So that's how you can identify like where you're going to be on the map, and when you're next to one of those areas, you can take fights around those areas, right? Because you're already there. Just gonna revive now, keep you mid, go back into an aggressive position on the map. You know, 16-minute rune has already been taken by the opponents, and now he sees here there's a fight breaking out bottom. He's just gonna naturally walk on over there. He's got phase boost, he's got the blink dagger, he can always jump to the supports quite easily with this. But he sees the positioning of the opponent and how they're moving around, and he's thinking, hey, maybe they have vision of me. But that's okay. Seb is already casting Blink Epicenter. He's gonna jump in, go on these two guys. Only gets a Rubik, but that's okay. When you're tiny, you want to try and kill the supports or burst the supports if possible, because that way you're gonna just remove like 4 spells off the board right away. And then for your next combo, you can go for other heroes or chase down your opponent. It's much better to outnumber your opponent and chase them down than to like try to kill someone that's too tanky. Maybe they live, maybe they cast spells, and then you're just letting your opponent's supports cast free spells as well in the team fights.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
18 minutes in, look at his rotation, right? He was over here, but why did he go here? Because again, power rune, right? He just wants to refill his bottle. And if that's a DD or haste, you know, arcane, all these runes are gonna give him some kind of ability to fight as well, which is really nice. So here they're trying to go top side because they know their opponent might be there. Runs into the smoke, just tries to get away first, uses the stun toss combo and waits 5 more seconds. In 5 more seconds, he's gonna have blink up and he's gonna be able to re-engage. And at this point, we're gonna check out his perspective. Their perspective, Topson, and look what he's doing, right? He's looking at the minimap and seeing where is the Rubik, where are the clockwork, where are the easy targets that he can jump here. And as soon as the other 2 heroes died, he's just chilling. He doesn't see an opportunity to blink into anyone. He's just waiting for his allies to find something first so he can be that follow-up right away. But because there's nobody here, they're just gonna go for the Roshan. He's got an Echo Saber now, so this gives him that huge damage boost because he has slow attack speed. He gets the double hit, but now his burst potential is even greater. And just instantly kill that Wind Ranger. You want to see how much HP that Wind Ranger has? 1,260. So that was 1,260 Wind Ranger with a raindrop, right? That blocks 120 magic damage as well. So it's pretty much like 1,500 HP Wind Ranger. Got snapped by this tiny.
Top tower is under attack.
Echo Saber, Avalanche, Pulse combo, and that's how much damage you're dealing. That's why this hero is absolutely amazing, and the top pick in the current meta as well. So here he sees the opportunity. He sees the support GH, instantly jumps into him while also dodging the spells from his opponents. And his allies are always nearby to be able to follow up anyway.
Radiant's top tower is under attack. Dire's middle tower.
You can see how he's just waiting on the hill for somebody to walk past here, and he sees a Weeha once again and bursts him. And look at his positioning, it's absolutely perfect, right? He's always looking for that squishy target, the one that he can burst, and he's always jumping that target. Understanding how much damage you can deal with your combo is an extremely important thing.
Dire's courier has been killed.
Here again, that's 3 times in a row. He just died to a stun toss combo from the Tiny. And just like that, they have built a 15k gold lead. And mid one took the double damage instead of giving it to the Tiny because they really want to just put the pressure and maybe even go high ground with this DD. And you can see while his teammates are actually pushing bottom, he's just trying to shove the other lanes in so that they have multiple lanes pushing into their opponent, and the opponent has to choose something to push out, or they're just going to lose all this farm, and there's going to be so much pressure coming on down on the towers here.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Alright, this is going to be a very nice fight. Let's see how Topson actually takes this engagement here. He's just chilling way in the back. You can see how he's positioned. He just wants the opponent to go in so that the supports will show themselves more into the team fight. Like, for example, this GH is going to go in for the lift, and he tries to go in for the stun combo, but there's a sandstorm available on GH, so he's not able to get that, unfortunately. But now he's just waiting for his next stun. Once again, in 3 seconds, he's going to have blink and stun up, and just looking for that squishy target at the moment. And there it is. The support jumps in, stun combo, boom, clock is dead. Back to waiting once more. Every time his spells are up, that's the time he's actually looking for the fights. And while his spells are not up, he's positioning himself to get ready to be able to get that blink initiation and that burst damage. This is very, very good gameplay. Like, he's just very patient and understanding of his hero and what it's capable of. Using illusions to push bottom out. Buys Aghanims now. So with the Sanking stun plus the Ags from the Tiny, you can just use it. You don't have to go for the Ags if you don't want to. You can go for other items like Daedalus, BKB, even if you need BKB for whatever reason against your opponent's lineup. E-Blade, that's another very common build on Tiny. E-Blade Dagon against Morphling, I've seen that quite a bit. Which is quite nice, so you can burst them with that too. And right now he's just kind of staying on this hill, protecting this hill, making sure the opponent can't just walk in. And then he sees a support here, and he's like, alright, I'm on the hump, boys, let's go. Gonna use his Ags effect first, do some damage. And now they're just gonna go for that key Morphling kill because he is completely out of position. And at this point the game is just looking real grim. But we're just gonna see how he executes the team fight. Because team fight is just as important as laning stage or your movements, you know, all those things in Dota. And how you understand what you do in the game. Just casually waiting in the tree, waiting for something to happen, but nobody shows themselves, so he's gonna back on off. Now they're gonna go top, and again, I'm gonna reiterate this one more time. I'm just gonna chill, wait in fog, uses his Axe effect, gets some vision even, brings the hero pretty low, and when he jumps on in, that hero is already gonna have like half health or 70% HP. Just letting his Sven do his stuff, you know, maybe and also baiting the Sven out.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen. Dire's courier has
They're
been
gonna fast forward a little bit. Gets a haste, Daedalus. They're just waiting on the high ground, pretty much choking the opponent down. Okay, oh, sorry, a little bit too fast there. Alright, so here they go for the Roshan. The enemy is gonna try and probably contest this. They're actually being smoked up right now. And we can see Topson's perspective. He's just waiting for the fight to happen. They see the Rubik now. He jumps straight into the backline for the squishy targets, uses the combo, and then instantly runs away because he doesn't want to be the one getting focused here. Uses his Aghanims effect to do a bunch of damage onto the opponent, and letting mid one be the one getting all the focus onto him. And just like that, they were able to end the game.
has fallen.
Alright. So, just to summarize a little bit what we learned here about Topson. Early game, mainly all the focus is on creeps, using your spells to get the range creep while also hurting your opponent, getting an early bottle so you got that sustain, bringing healing salves out when you don't get your power rune, or even before power runes, if you're too low HP, bringing a healing salve out so you have that available if you're taking too much harass damage. Then always controlling the power runes and bounty runes, right? That was his pretty much bread and butter. Like, he's always going after these bounties and his power runes to constantly refill his bottle, because if he wasn't doing that, he won't have any resources. He has to go back to base, and if he's back to base, he's not applying any pressure, nor is he farming. Like, he's not pushing lanes out. Other than that, fighting wise, he's constantly looking for the supports in the fights. He's constantly looking for the heroes that he can burst in the fights if it's not supports, if they're low enough HP. Like the Wind Ranger at level 15, once he got Echo Saber, the Wind Ranger had like 1,500 HP with the range drop, and she just got bursted, right? So that was crazy. And he did that like 3 times, which actually ended up winning them the game, because the enemy just didn't have a Wind Ranger this game. Just constantly got bursted and was absolutely useless. And then later on, once you use your toss, avalanche toss combo, you're just kind of backing off and waiting for your cooldowns to reset. Your blink dagger, your stun, your toss, like they all have about the same cooldown, so you can just, you know, send out your first volley of spells, back off, linger on the outskirts of the fight, wait for that opportunity or see who you're gonna jump next, and once your spells are up, you go in once again and burst another hero. And just kind of keep on doing that, rinse and repeat, until you pretty much won the fight or your opponents are all running away.